Okay, let's have a little bit of fun. I've been talking for many, many hours about bad stuff, and this is not great either, but at the same time, it is funny to watch. We're watching our dear leader slowly slip into senility, saying some of the dumbest shit, and it is pretty damn funny. My father once told me, he goes, Donald Trump is very unintentionally funny. I think he meant it as a compliment, but at the same time, it just shows how just completely lost in the sauce this man is. Anyway, this is a little interview. He was talking about Carolyn Levitt. And I mean, when you hear the old man say stuff like this, it just sounds so, I mean, you just got to keep in mind, this woman is like 27 years old. You know, to Donald Trump, she's basically a child. He's literally 3 times her age. You know, the dude is like almost 80, and he says this stuff. Anyway, he's being interviewed on Newsmax because, you know, it's a safe space. Donald Trump loves his safe space. And he's asked a question about Carolyn Levitt.
She's become a star. It's that face, it's that brain, it's those lips, the way they move like she's a machine gun.
Ew! God damn, man. Those lips of hers, they move like a machine gun. The way they go in and out and up and down. Oh my God, they're moving so fast. Look at the look on his face, man. What are you thinking about, dog? Look at this look on your fucking dirty old man face. Those lips of hers, they move like a machine gun, folks.
She in the room?
She's in the room.
She's a star, and she's great. She's a great person, actually. But
oh, is she in the room? Shit, I shouldn't have said that. I mean, even he knows that was some nasty-ass shit. And then he finds out she's in the room. Oh, she's a star. She's the total star. I love her, though. She's young and pert in those lips of hers.
She's... I don't think anybody has ever had a better press secretary than Caroline. She's been amazing.
Mr. President.
I mean, look, press secretaries are there to do one thing and one thing only, to lie for the administration. Everybody has got one, and every last one of them are prolific liars. But I don't think I have ever seen somebody as much of just a overt liar as Carolyn Levitt. I mean, she has to. For God's sakes, she has to do that because Donald Trump is the most prolific liar in the world. It's astounding how many lies he tells, and to bring this, this is the new one. This was from earlier today. It's pretty good. Oh God, not that face. Oh my God, is that a demon? Is that the devil? No. Donald Trump was on Squawk Box on CNBC, which by the way is a perfect title for this. It's just old man squawking at shit. And this guy right here, I'm having a hard time remembering his name. He looks like he's having a conversation with his like decrepit old father, and Donald Trump he's not getting his facts right. And even though this guy who is a Republican and is totally on Donald Trump's side, he's still desperately trying to correct him. And Donald Trump is just not having it because Donald Trump cannot be corrected. He's always right.
Tariffs, and they love the trade deal, and they love that foreign countries aren't ripping us off anymore. For years they ripped us off, friend and foe. And the friend was worse.
Overall poll numbers, you don't have the best you ever had. In overall poll numbers, you do. I cited one of those.
I have the best poll numbers I've ever had.
Among Republicans.
I have poll numbers where I'm 71%. I have the best poll numbers.
Those are.
Yeah, 71% with Republicans over this tariff thing. Look, he is still doing okay with his MAGA base, even though normally it's like 90%. But on the tariffs, he's at 70% with Republicans. I can tell you with the tariffs with Democrats, he's at like 8%. And with independents, he's at like, I don't know, like 25%. So he's not doing so great with everybody else. But even with Republicans, he's only pulling 70%.
among Republicans? You
No,
know you've got...
no. Among Republicans, I'm at 94 and 95%. No, I'm talking about...
That 94, 95% was a poll that Harry Enton on CNN said that on the Epstein thing, there was rally around the leader time, and Republicans, increased their support of Donald Trump for him on the Epstein thing. But on the tariffs, which he's talking about, it's at 70%.
Let me put it this way. There was a gentleman on Harry Emden yesterday on CNN.
What was that? Harry Emden? It's Harry Enton, old man who yells at cloud.
And he went crazy over how well Trump was doing. Now,
how well Trump was doing. Trump is doing great. Trump is the greatest president that we've ever had. And I always speak of Trump in the third person. Thank you very much. 95% from Harry Empton of CNN. He was going crazy, folks. He was going up and down, jumping all over the place. Harry Empton with a very thick Brooklyn accent. Harry Empton. He says that I have a 95% approval rating. I'm telling you, watch that Harry Empton guy.
Oh, you don't put that on because I think CBS is a shade. Actually, CNN's a shade better than NBC. I think NBC is probably the worst of them.
Now he's shitting on the NBC. You realize you're talking to a guy on CNBC, right? Old man yells at cloud, man.
But if you check CNN tomorrow, watch Harry Emden, and you'll see about the numbers. But that's okay. We have to defend ourselves, Joe. Thank you for checking.
Even when you're telling me the truth, I've got to defend myself and tell you how wrong you are. Even though you're here to defend me, you're still very, very wrong. So get your facts straight, Mr. Man. And look at this serious picture. Don't I look so serious, folks? I'm leaning forward so you don't see my vagina neck. And I'm giving you my best Clint Eastwood because I want to look tough. Tough guy right here. Make my day.
They can cite, your haters cite polls that have you down in the 30s, Mr. President. And,
yeah, but they're fake polls, Joe. I had a lot of fake.
All of the polls that are against me are fake news, and all the polls that say I'm doing great, they're the truth. That's how it works. When I lose an election, they cheated, and when I win, it was fair. Keep in mind that I was president when I was cheated and I lost, but when Joe Biden was president, I won because I wasn't cheated? Wait a minute. How does that work? I was president and the cheating happened when I was I don't understand. Things don't make sense to me.
You also have me in the 70s. I have fake polls. Fox gives me terrible polls all the time. They do nothing, but I've never had a good poll with Fox. And then I went.
See, he's even Fox News, who has been carrying his water for a fucking decade. Fox News, who literally stitched the presidential suit together so you could step in and put that fucking suit on. Fox News, who has nothing but a bunch of sycophants waiting to get a job at the White House. Fucking Judge Jeanine Pirro. It's wine o'clock somewhere, just got approved by the Senate to become U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. You hired your Department of Defense head, Pete Hegseth, from Fox News. But yet you can't get a fair shake from Fox News? Then why are you hiring all of their ex-news people to be in your administration? I mean, what the fuck are we talking about, man?
And then I go through the roof. Because, look, I won every swing state, did I not?
Swing state.
Every swing state. Andrew,
every swing state. Remember those guys from Wayne's World? It was all about the swing. I won all the swing states. All of them by maybe a handful of votes, but it doesn't matter. It was a landslide. I won by a landslide.
Won the popular vote by millions of votes. Even though they tried like hell to cheat, I won by millions of votes. I won the counties and all of the counties. I won 2,750.
We're gonna mark down all of the drugs 1,500%, 4,700%. I'm going to pay Americans to take the drugs. I have the best numbers. It's called up there, folks. It's called a brain and many other things.
To 502. And I won the election in a landslide. And obviously that's...
You did not win in a landslide. You did not win in a landslide. A landslide was Ronald Reagan in 1984 won almost 500 electoral college votes. He won every fucking state save one. That's a landslide. You won by maybe 200,000 votes spread out over 3 swing states. You won 51% to Kamala Harris's 49%. That is not, by anybody's definition, of a fucking landslide. But you cannot be dissuaded from the facts rattling around between the 2 brain cells that you have left next to the cholesterol from the cheeseburger that you ate and the McFish that I got from McDonald's.
You know, we're only 6 months in, but my poll numbers are better now, much better than during the election. And now
Dude, they are not. They are not. You are slipping down into the 30s. National poll. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. You are down to 38%, my dog. 38%. You are not doing better. You have slipped 6 points since April. You are not doing better.
Then part of that is because the Democrat Party is self-destructing. I mean, when you have low IQ people like Crockett.
There we go. Low IQ. She's a nasty woman. I'll never say that she's black, but she's black as night. She's black as coal. She's nasty. She's a nasty woman.
She's in a relationship to the late, great Davy Crockett, who was great.
Come on, man. Jasmine Crockett, is she related to Davy? Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. I wonder if she's any relation. Was she his slave?
A great gentleman. I wonder if she's got any relationship to Davy Crockett.
The late, great Davy Crockett, wonderful gentleman. I remember him. Came by the White House. He stood in front of me, had tears in his eyes, and he said, "Sir, you're the greatest American president we've ever had. Thank you, Mr. Davy Crockett, for all the praise. In fact, you are absolutely right. Let's see if there's another woman of color that I can call stupid."
Great old Davy Crockett. But you have this woman Crockett. She's a very low IQ person. Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding. The Democrats are lost. They have Trump derangement syndrome.
I've got Trump derangement syndrome right here. I've been infected. I shoot it up every day. I wake up and I get my dose of Trump derangement. I put it right in my veins. It's controlling me. He lives rent-free in my brain. I've got Trump derangement syndrome. Everything I say is a lie. I never tell the truth because I've got the derangement syndrome. TDS is what I call it. I invented that. Just like I invented the word grocery. I invented the phrase priming the pump. I invented that.
Bad that they can't walk. They can't talk. I mean. They don't know where they're going. Schumer is finished. Schumer, look, I watched him the other day. He's lost all of his confidence.
40% of the country has. So you're never going to get above 60 in any poll, and it's because 40%.
Well, maybe if you actually did something that people like, like ending a war, providing Medicare for all, raising people's wages. I mean, they haven't raised the minimum wage since 2009. If you did something for the common man, everyday public, maybe you would get it. I mean, Barack Obama had an over 60% approval rating, and that was after the whole debacle with the ACA, taking him 2 years to get, a compromise on a compromise, and yet he still had. When he left office, Barack Obama had over a 60% approval rating. Maybe if he did anything, I don't know, just anything, except, pardoning criminals and, and hiring Fox News hosts to be in your cabinet. Maybe if you did one thing, maybe if you didn't cut the taxes for the upper 1% and stop cutting social safety net programs, maybe if you did any of that shit, you'd have a higher approval rating. But that's not your jam, man. That's not your modus operandi.
TDS, and we know that. Mr. President, we used to do this.
Anyway, we got the TDS. We all got the TDS. I wanted to include this one. This was pretty good. Hold on. This was the approval rating here. This is a Fox News poll. 58% of voters disapprove of the President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. Do you approve of the federal budget legislation President Trump recently signed into law that he calls the One Big Beautiful Bill? All registered voters, 39% disapprove. 39% approve, 58% disapprove. That's Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. Democrats, it's off the charts. 90% disapprove and 10% approve. I don't know who these 10% of Democrats are, but they must be richer than 6 foot up a bull's ass. Republicans, of course, they're still on board. That's the 73% that he was talking about. And then 21% disapprove of the president. That's 21% of Republicans are not happy about the big beautiful bill, and that shit just got passed. Wait till it starts to go into effect. That number is going to change. And of course, independents, 70% disapprove, 29% approve. So he's lost the independents too. All of those independents that voted for him, they are definitely regretting their choices in this. Now, I wanted to include this. This is Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters is a poor man's Bill O'Reilly. In fact, he got his start working for Bill O'Reilly as his man on the scene, where he would go down to Florida to do interviews with drunk girls on the beach during spring break. And they're all wearing bathing suits and bouncing around with their jiggly bits. And Jesse Waters would interview them and ask them drunk college-age girls political questions. And it's basically just softcore porn for your Fox News grandpa who loves, drunk spring break girls. That's how he got his start. And now he is sitting in Bill O'Reilly's seat. Pretty amazing how it works. Well, anyway, there's this guy who was a centrist Libby kind of guy. He started this group called White Dudes for Harris. And he had interviewed him before the election, and now he's having him on, asking him whether or not he regrets his decision to back Harris. And this is what he's got to say.
With Harris?
Listen, I prefer that Kamala Harris for president right now, and honestly, I think a lot of Americans agree with me. Fox News' own polling has Donald Trump's approval rating cratering. He's negative 30% on the inflation. I think people are awfully frustrated with the leadership they're getting right now. Doesn't mean they like Democrats, but they're not happy with what they're getting.
Okay, so he just started off. You got to give the guy a shot. But you guys were...
He's not just starting off, honey. We are 6 months into it, hon. 7 months into it. We're 7 months into this presidency. He is not just starting off. And, oh, by the way, he was president before for 4 years. He got his ass thrown out because of how he handled COVID. We had over 1 million people die in America. The United States of America has 4% of the world's population. We had 15% of the deaths because of Donald Trump, because of Jesse Waters, because of all of the Republican sycophants out there and all the screaming idiots going, it's my freedom to not wear a mask. Meanwhile, now it's nothing but, ICE Gestapo wearing masks and hiding their face. Anyway, digressing again about the whole mask thing. But we were fucking over Donald Trump shit in 2020. He totally mishandled COVID epically. And we threw his ass out. He's not new to this. You got to give the guy a break. He's just getting started. Dude, you are a half a year into this presidency. The economy is tanking. You're doing fascist shit all over the country. you are funding a genocide, and you're hiring nothing but Fox News employees to fill your goddamn cabinet. Dude, you are not doing anything that the American public likes. Don't get me started on, the big beautiful bill.
So bad, he won in a landslide.
He did not win in a fucking landslide. Less than 50, no, I think it was 51% to Kamala's 49. Or it might have been 50.9 to Kamala's 49.1. He won by a couple of million votes in the popular vote. And if that's a landslide, then Joe Biden won by 7 million votes. That's like a super duper mega landslide, right? I mean, what do words mean anyway? If that's the definition of a landslide, then landslide doesn't have a definition anymore. We should just expunge it from the dictionary if it has no meaning anymore.
Anyone in the Democratic Party thinking maybe we could do things differently?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing the work of talking about how we build a new Democratic Party. Let's keep in mind Donald Trump didn't win in a landslide. He won by 185,000 votes in 3 swing states.
Well, he won every battleground.
In swing states, he won 185,000 votes in 3 swing states. They love me, folks. Let's see if Donald Trump's got a good approval rating. This is from the Silver Bulletin, and this is pretty amazing. Okay, so starting in February of 2025, he was above water on the immigration. He was plus 10. That was his highest point, plus 10 in mid-February. And this is his best polling point, is immigration. And now that is minus 4.2. That is now. His next good one was the economy. He started, his highest was at 8 points. And now it has dipped negative 12. So he's not doing great with that. Trade, with all the trade deals, so he's completely fucking up the bag. I mean, for God's sakes, man. This is been the Republican movement for like 40 years. This non-regulatory capitalistic model where we have trade dominance over the entire planet. And Donald Trump is like, hold my beer. I'm totally going to throw a monkey in the wrench. And now he has gone from plus 5 to minus 17 on trade. I guess Liberation Day wasn't very liberatory now, was it? I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to stick with it. And his lowest is the inflation, which, by the way, it's definitely starting to hit. The prices of groceries are obviously going up. No matter how many times he says that gasoline is $1.98, every time I go to the gas station, it's over $3. And even in the lowest spot, I believe is like Arkansas or Alabama or something, it's still like $2.80. So he just lies. He lies. The price of eggs have gone down. Nope, they're up. The price of coffee is going down. No, it's up. The price of beef. Nope, it's up. All of it's going up, man. You can't put a tariff on every country on the planet, minimum of 10% tariff, and not expect the prices to go up 10%. That's how capitalism works. Do you think that the country that is providing this product is not going to raise their price? And by the way, American companies are also raising prices because they see that to buy that product that you wanted to buy from, let's say, Japan, now has a 30% tariff on it. And if you want to buy an American product, you figure, okay, well, it's going to be 30% less than the Japanese product. No. Now that company goes, well, if they're willing to pay 30% more in the tariff for the Japanese product, then we can raise our prices up about 10% and it'll still be less than the Japanese product, but yet we're still making more in profit. I mean, I remember during COVID, all of the price hikes that were going on, and it was just greedflation, man. They were using the excuse of, the COVID inflation to raise their prices, even when none of the stuff was actually affecting their product whatsoever, but yet they still jacked up the prices because they could, because that's capitalism. So you think that American companies aren't jacking up prices. They're absolutely jacking up prices. And if you want to buy an American car and you think you're not going to be paying more money for it, all these cars have thousands of components in it. They come from various locations, whether they come from Mexico, whether they come from Canada. No American car is built solely in America. Some of them might be manufactured to some extent here, but the parts that they need to build them come from other locations. And those tariffs are raising the prices. And Donald Trump says, I love tariffs. Tariffs are great. It is a fucking tax on the American consumer. Look, that was always the one thing that America could rest their laurels on. No matter all the dastardly shit that was going on in the world, at least Americans could get cheap treats. We could get our treats. We can get our cheap jalapeno poppers. We could get our, cheap Chinese goods. We could get our stuff cheap because we had hegemonic trade power across the planet. And now Donald Trump is taking that one little advantage that we had and throwing it to the wind. And we're all feeling it. So inflation down 25 points. He is 25 points underwater with inflation. Let me see. Was there another one? Here's another one. He starts off in February with, let's see here. His approval rating went as high in March as 53.4%. That was his highest approval rating. And then you see right here in April where Liberation Day happened. And that's when it starts to slip, folks. It starts to slip. And then it comes up a little bit because Taco Trump chickened out. And then the market kind of adjusted for itself. But then the tariffs are coming back, folks. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then meanwhile, while this approval rating is dipping and dipping, his disapproval rating is growing. So now he is at 50% disapproval when it comes to handling immigration. Let me see. What else we got here? I like these interactive little things here. Do Americans approve or disapprove of Donald Trump? This is just on a whole. He starts off with the top was just when he was inaugurated, January 23rd, has a 52.4% approval rating. Now he is at a 43% approval rating. And obviously his disapproval rating has risen up to 52.7%. That's of today. Got anything else here? I think there was one more I wanted to show you. I mean, that was my favorite. This one just basically encompasses all of the main points that he ran on. Immigration, the economy, trade, and inflation. And he is down on every last one of them. Immigration was his highest thing, man. That was his favorite talking point. We got to get out the brown people. And even that is underwater at this point. So no, Don, no, man, you're not doing good. You're not doing good. You might surround yourself with all the people that will tell you all the wonderful things about you, but you're not doing great, dog. Anyway, it's always fun to laugh at the Mad King. I mean, he is making us feel pain and suffering like a nobody's business, and he is getting the last laugh. I mean, for God's sakes, he literally cut about 17 million people's health care with his big, beautiful bill, and he is building a $200 million ballroom like it's fucking Versailles. I mean, look, when it comes to the Gilded Age and, stuff like, gold-plated everything and let them eat cake, you remember how that story ends? Pretty sure there was a guillotine involved. I'm not saying that that's going to happen in this world that we're living in. Probably not. Donald Trump will probably never, ever, ever get any comeuppance for this shit. But at the same time, he is causing us to feel the pinch right now. We're all feeling it. Whether it's immigration, whether it's constantly spending money on foreign wars, whether it's not raising the minimum wage and cutting the social safety net, the tariffs and tanking the fucking economy. He is doing all of the bad shit. And it's just nice every once in a while to see Donald Trump stick his foot in his mouth, and it is so obvious that even his Republican supporters can't back him up on it. Anyway, that's the show for the day. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope I, taught you something. You learned something from me. Put a smile on your face. Anyway, if you did, I wouldn't mind it if you would please like and subscribe. It helps me out in the algorithmics. And like I say, I will sing your praises and I will dance at your wedding. But anyway, hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time. You take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.